What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today we're gonna be at scary animations again. Hopefully I don't poop my pants. Hopefully I don't. And guys, I haven't made a video in a while. Wait, I think we're forgetting something. Headphones. And guys, if you do not watch this at night. It's basically nice to eat something like that. But I'm gonna go get the headphones. It's gonna be right in my head right now. Look, these are my new headphones. And yeah. Man, I don't know how it popped up on my hand. Let's plug this in. I'm afraid, guys. And this is usually in my setup. But it's pretty busy usually for these scary animations. So I'm just gonna make the volume higher. Okay, I'm a savage. Oh shoot, guys, the music is already scary.
It was an early morning. My campus
Early
didn't offer
morning.
housing, and I lived about a half a mile from school, so I started my journey as
Wow.
usual while playing on my phone.
Wait, who walks half a mile? I have, but no, the recess. Let's get on with the video.
I glanced up to see an old man heading
Oh!
towards a bicycle. Normally, I'd step aside to let bikers and skaters pass, but he braked instead. I stopped too, wondering if there was something wrong.
What is his
He looked up to me
nose?
and said, "Don't worry, I'm not."
Look at his nose. Why is he so gray? No nose. But let's get on with the video.
I felt chills instantly. I didn't
Because
know
of
what
his
to
nose,
think.
guys.
I just looked up at him with a fearful and confused expression. I was gathering up the courage to tell him that I was late for class
Dang, he's
and I
short.
should go, but before I could say anything, he said, "Get off the grass!"
What
Looking
the
down, I
heck?
noticed I'd stepped over towards the road and onto the grass. I stepped off slowly, and he said, "You wouldn't want to step on any bugs or get your shoes dirty now, would you?" He raised his finger and asked me what my name was. I told him, and he replied, "Don't worry, I'm not going to hurt you." The same chills ran through my body again, but before I could say
Why would you tell him his name? I mean, I wouldn't do that to a stranger. But
anything, the man said, "Get off the grass! You wouldn't want to step on any bugs or get your shoes dirty now, would you?" I looked down to see that I was back on the edge of the sidewalk again. This had to be deja vu. He asked for my name once more. I said my name again, but he interrupted me before I could finish.
I remember that guy
He
in
told me
a.
his grandchildren
Remember?
were down the road and needed gas money. I told him I didn't have any spare change or any change at all for that matter. He continued to ask me again, and I gave him the same answer. Eventually, I headed towards my school. I turned to see if he was still there, but he was gone. As I was walking, I approached the intersection. There was a truck on its side. It must have tipped over while turning the corner.
Oh my god. Ah! No. Yo guys, go subscribe right here. Sorry, I just changed the subject. You know what, fine, I'll be a man. Fiance? Oh.
If you want to help support the channel, head on over to the
Okay.
new Llama Arts merch store.
Yeah, go subscribe to Llama Arts, guys. That's where I watch these certain animations. And this was called a college horror story animated. Yep. Got him in my face cam. And yeah. Now I'm gonna leave. Okay. Guys, I'm gonna see what we're gonna watch next. So yeah. Okay, let's play this video. Wait. Okay, yeah. It's been 4 minutes. Oh, okay. Let's just watch this. Ooh, the sound.
It was a typical boring day in calculus, only it was Friday, 7th period, meaning the week was almost over and spring break would finally be upon us. So everybody was getting antsy in their seats.
No school! Well,
We didn't have a
it's
test
summer
that
right
day
now.
like a lot of
So
my friends did with their other teachers. So our teacher in the middle of class just decided to start playing games with us on Sporkle.com. He was a very laid-back teacher like that.
wow, my teachers never did that. Is that? I think that's. It just says school lockdown stories animated, but I think that's college or high school. Correct me if I'm wrong. I do not think that's middle school because they look way too grown up. So wow, that teacher's nice. The bald-headed guy,
As we were doing some brand logo quiz on Sporkle, I
Asian
remember
guy.
the exact moment it happened. Right after my friend answered a question, I remember the exact answer too, Adidas. The dean's voice came through the loudspeaker. He sounded panicked and frantic as he told all the teachers this was not a drill and to go into lockdown. I actually got the chills, and I got goosebumps.
I'm getting the
on my
chills
arms
right
as
now.
Our usually laid-back teacher
But I
too
don't.
seemed panicked as he ran to turn off the lights and ushered us to the back corner of the room.
Wait, he was.
We all sat.
He's supposed to lock the doors. He probably. I don't know if he did. And guys, tell me in the comments if you have ever been in a school lockdown.
In silence for about 2 minutes, and then the usual buzzing that came from a panel in
Oh,
the back of the room ceased, indicating that the school must have cut all the power. We all looked at each other, realizing this must be serious.
Yes, it is
A few more
serious.
minutes of waiting later,
Okay, sorry for
we
yelling.
heard a man screaming at the top of his lungs coming down the hallway. 2 girls in the class actually started crying, which made all of us even more scared. As the screaming got closer to the classroom, the lunatic-sounding man started banging on the
No,
lockers
you mean
while
retarded.
screaming, "I'll kill all of you." It was at that moment that I started to fear for my life.
Yo, I'm gonna move on. Now,
And that's when one of the crying girls screamed no. The banging on the door only grew worse
idiot.
as the man started screaming, "Open
Why
up."
would you yell?
2 of the girls in the class were crying out loud now. It felt like an eternity that man
Okay,
was
so
pounding
he
at the
probably
door.
did lock the door, the
But
teacher.
eventually, he finally continued down the hallway, screaming like a mentally insane person.
Because
until
he
we could not
probably
hear
is.
him
I
anymore.
don't know.
I'd say 10 minutes
Headphone
later,
user
though it
viewer.
felt like half an hour given the situation, the dean came back on the loudspeaker explaining the situation, which was surprising for him to do. He explained that some apparently mentally unstable person entered the building and assaulted the woman sitting at the front desk, causing her to flee the building screaming, and staff wasn't sure if the man was armed or not. Now, this was before
Ooh.
the school had cameras or could afford proper security, so the school was wide open to something like this happening. The staff had done
Oh,
a
my
sweep of
school.
all the hallways and classrooms and couldn't
I got
find
all
him, so the dean
elementary school.
instructed the teachers to resume teaching but to keep all the doors locked and to not let any students leave for any reasons.
Not even to use the
The
bathroom?
most disturbing part, however, is that one of the janitors working the night shift found the man sleeping in one of the storage closets near the back end of the school.
Call the
And
cops.
according to rumors that were spread by my peers, sticking out of his pocket was a .44 Magnum. The janitor must have done something stupid to wake him up. For example, leaving the closet door open.
Okay, that is pretty
because by the
silly.
time a police officer could arrive on the scene, the man was gone. My entire class, as far as I know, to this day, has no idea if this man was ever found, but I like to think that right now, he's being given the proper help that he needs.
Yes. Ooh, that was scary. That gave me the chills. And everybody, go subscribe, like the video. Let's try and hit 4 likes. Yeah, 4 likes. And I'm pretty surprised, but something in my eye. Like 2 months ago, I made a video like this, and I got like 114 views. I'm pretty surprised because of that. So I think you guys are really enjoying my scary animations. And tell me what part this is, because I think I made a lot. And let's do one more. Okay, guys, I have the video that we're last gonna watch, and if we hit 4 likes, I will do this again, or like 3 likes. Oh,
3 months after I turned 16 in 2005, I got my first car, a '99 Toyota Camry. On a warm Saturday night, when my friend Alex
1999.
invited me over to one of his friend's big parties,
Nice.
I knew I wouldn't be in a condition to drive the Camry home afterward. So we carpooled with Alex's girlfriend, Brianna. We
Wait,
lived
why
in
is
the
the girl
countryside of
driving?
Virginia, meaning less big
The
parties.
guy should be driving.
Meaning when there was a big party, it was a huge deal and everyone would go. We lived about 5 to 10 minutes away from this kid's house. I knew where he lived as I was acquainted with him, but not exactly friends.
Then why
The
would
whole
you?
ride there, we took the same two-lane highway type road through the woods, and this kid's house was actually on this road further down. At certain points on
Who
this
lives
road,
near
there
the
were a few
woods?
houses on either side, and then it would just go back
I
to being a
mean,
long,
maybe some of you
empty
guys,
highway
but no
again.
offense.
The house was tiny, like a lot of houses around the area,
That's
but the
not
party was
really a
held
tiny
outside
house.
anyways, since his
Well, it's a
closest
cabin.
neighbors were relatively far away, and noise wasn't an issue. I'll skip most of the
Oh,
party up until the point that Brianna, who was supposed to be our designated driver, had to suddenly leave for a small family emergency. Alex said it was fine and that we'd find a ride home.
What?
Well, fast forward another few hours and another few drinks, and I could barely even walk straight. I
Then
checked my
you
watch.
should've
and
came
it was
with
like
them.
2 in the morning.
You actually think
I
you'll
figured
get a
it was time
ride?
to go. I started looking for Alex, but I couldn't find him anywhere.
No.
In fact, it seemed like everybody I knew
His friend said that that he could find a ride, but
had already left. I could barely even think straight, but I was still furious at the fact that Alex could have actually left without me. I asked to use the party host's phone and dialed Alex's home number. After 2
Yeah.
tries, I gave up and then realized I shouldn't wake his family up.
wake his family up.
Literally
How are you
nothing
gonna get
else
home?
to
I
do.
would.
I dizzily stepped out onto the road and began walking back home.
Are you?
I knew this walk would take anywhere from half an hour to an hour in my condition.
That would take not
After
half an hour,
15 minutes of walking down
hours.
the road, the slight shine of car headlights on the road was fading in from behind me. Jumping for joy inside, I lifted up my arm and stuck out my thumb. As the car neared, it slowed down.
Oh,
and
why
came to a
would you
stop right
trust
next to
that?
me. The man driving the '98 Ford Explorer rolled down the window
19.
and asked where you headed. I
1998.
told him my house was just down the road and beyond a right turn, probably slurring my words beyond comprehension. He chuckled.
He looks
and
like
told me to hop
Superman.
in. I thanked him and joyously hopped into the truck. I was exhausted, and I remember completely disregarding things the guy was asking me because I was so close to just passing out.
Oh,
And that's
shoot.
what happened.
He's not gonna carry
The
you, man.
memories of being in that truck turned
Come
to
on.
a fog, as I'm sure I passed out.
Nah, you just fell asleep. You just took a nap.
The next thing I remember, I woke up still in the moving truck. The guy looked at me and laughed, but didn't say anything. I looked around and realized the
Where's
road
the
we were on
concierge?
wasn't familiar. I nervously asked, where are we going? He then said, so what were you doing out this late anyway? As the man answered my very
Oh, he's
straightforward
gonna
question
kidnap
with
you,
another
man, if you
irrelevant
don't.
question, the
Skip.
sobering reality of the situation hit me. You can let me out anywhere, I told the man. The man responded with a
Sorry.
firm no.
Oh,
I felt like throwing up as he said that. No, I really actually felt like I was going to throw up. I started to gag as I felt
Throw
more
up
and
on
more
him.
nauseous by the second. The man took
Or
his
just
eyes
throw
off
up
the
on
road
his
to
car,
look at
yeah.
me, and that's when I thought of the perfect distraction. I turned in his direction as I continued to gag, and he started to kind of lean away and slow down the car. Thankfully, I drank as much as I did, because I finally threw up and made a point of doing it all over the man's lap. The man yelled in frustration and stopped the car, and that's when I took it upon myself to run for my
Oh, he
life
tried to
into the
grab
woods and
you.
duck behind a few bushes. The man came following into the woods with a flashlight, and on 2 separate occasions, he shined the light
Oh my
straight over me without noticing. Eventually, I heard his footsteps walk even further into the woods past me. That was when I ran back to his truck, but unfortunately, he was smart enough to lock it. By some miracle, I saw another car approaching in the distance, and I ran out into the middle of the street, waving my arms like a lunatic. The car tried to avoid me, but I wouldn't let it.
maybe.
They were forced to stop, and I yelled at them to help me before they came back.
Help me.
Once I told them that I was kidnapped by the man who was driving that Ford Explorer, the driver agreed to give me a lift. Not to the police station or anything, but to my house. I made it back safe.
What if he kidnapped you too?
The driver
Okay.
enough. I immediately woke up my parents and told them. My dad wanted to know if I got his tag number. And then I felt like punching myself in the face. I failed to get the simplest information from the guy that would have allowed me to actually properly report him. All I knew was that he drove a faded blue 99 Ford Explorer.
Faded blue. It looked
I
red.
made sure to give Alex a piece of my mind, and part of me always held a grudge against him ever since, just for abandoning me at a party without telling me. I haven't seen him in 4 years now, however, and this was actually the first time I even thought about this incident for
Your
almost
friend
a year
Alex
now.
is
As time
not
goes
the
on,
best
even the worst of
guy.
memories may start to fade. But after
He
writing
would've
this
been
to
my
share
friend
with the
after that.
internet, it's once again fresh in my mind.
Hey guys, we're gonna end the video today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And tell me, what do you think was the scariest animated story? Was it number 1? I forgot. The guy with the long nose and he was gray. Or number 2, the lockdown. Or number 3, the guy who got kidnapped. I mean, I would be scared of. I mean, if I was in those